Greetings, friend. All right, enough of you asked. Let's get into it. For one, this isn't a bill or a law. This was a recommendation from one person and the governor reinforcing it. So it's important to understand where legislation actually is. Just because a state has something highly publicized as something a political leader is doing doesn't necessarily make it a piece of legislation, first off. Secondly, just like the video this came from, I do not think the government should be dictating moral decisions. Okay, so that applies across the board. So not only should they not tell me what I can and can't do to my body, but they should also not tell me what I can and can't do to my body. Now, that's for adults. Now, children, that's where this conversation is. You know, I struggle with this conversation about children and consent. You know, we can say, and we like to pick and choose where this applies. So we can say that children can't consent to physical relations, which is why MAPS are horrible, horrible monsters. Valid. But then we can say that, well, they can consent to permanent things to their body at a young age. Like the brain isn't formed until early to mid-20s, but they can consent to permanent things to their body. And this includes this, and this includes this. This is the conversation that needs to happen. This isn't about identity politics, political beliefs, being genuine, catering to emotional needs. This is a bunch of adults, one, using the government to make laws and rules around our bodies, and two, drawing that line over where children can give consent. Now, I don't necessarily have a clear answer. What I can say is, as a parent, using information that I had at that time and being afraid as a new parent for my child, because that's what I was told to be afraid of, I made decisions that resulted in a permanent this injury. And I've had to live with that, and I've had to deal with that. And this applies to the same as this conversation. You know, there's a level of accountability one must take for their actions regardless of the intent. And something like someone making this easy and not putting up resistance as a parent, and then the kid turns 18 and they can hold the parent accountable, part of the conversation. The conversations in Texas, they're going to cause more problems than they're going to solve for. And I think local communities need to hold their leaders accountable and have real conversations and change with them.